prepare to repair. I am your host, Plumber Steve, with RJ Graham Plumbing, and I'm joined today by Mack Tracey with Ferguson Supply Kitchen and Bath Showroom, located in beautiful Tinley Park, a sponsor of the show, and always great person to be on.
Steve, thank you. Thank you for having me back. It's been a long time. We had some tears at the door. We hugged each other when I walked in. It's been a few months.
There was no tears. You had the trumpeteers. You had the red carpet that came in. You had the person throwing the flowers.
Oh, the side door was locked for me. I had to bang on the door for him to let me in.
People knew you were going to be here.
My key code doesn't work anymore. It's been so long.
People knew you were going to be here, so we had to have security. It was kind of tight. You know, the parking lot was roped off and everything. I mean, it's a big event. I mean, if you've ever seen Mack, it's a very, he commands. He has a presence that commands, just a crowd.
Well, thank you for having me back, and on Halloween of all days too. Spooky season.
Well,
here we go.
I figured I'd bring you back on, and it's getting to be right around, change of seasons. It's getting to be fall. I wanted to, haven't spoken to you in a while. I wanted to see what was going on over at Ferguson. What do we have new over there? Because right around this time, people are doing maybe a little spruce or a little kind of facelift on something before the holidays, trying to sneak one in a little bit. Yeah. And I wanted to see what kind of ideas we can throw out to some listeners.
Before we start, Steve, can you tell all the listeners the costume you're wearing today?
Yeah, I'm going as a plumber.
And I'm middle management.
Exactly.
We nailed it. We nailed the costumes today.
And we have a special guest here.
We had to convince her.
We had to convince her. Megan, who we call Slash because she's just joined our company. How do you pronounce your last name, Megan?
Ozer.
Okay.
Ozer.
Not Oeser, not Dozer, not Oaser or Oyster.
It's Ozer. I'm sorry. She said it to me like, it's Ozer, stupid. It's like, seriously, can't you read? Like, thank you. So, Megan just joined us, and her list of talents it's like,
I just looked at the resume. Unbelievable.
And I'm like, so basically it's like she's Slash. She's going to do everything. She does this, slash this, slash this.
Yeah.
So basically, and I said, and when you mentioned that, you kind of knew what I meant. She thought I meant something else, and I'm like, what are you, nuts?
Never heard of Slash before.
Oh, it's multitasking. It's basically you as a mom, that's what you do.
I like it now. No, there's no cooking in my Slash, though.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm sure there's 10 other things outside of...
That's dash. When you have cooking is a dash of something.
That's a cool nickname. Okay. We could have given you way worse nicknames.
No,
Slash is pretty cool. We should get some T-shirts made or something.
It's very Guns N' Roses.
You could do a bunch of stuff, so that's kind of cool. So I want to thank you for being on here. I want to also thank everybody and wish them a happy Halloween. Thank them for starting their week off with us. They know they're listening to the most informative home improvement hour on the radio. I mean, at least in my opinion. I hope everybody else agrees. So I just, like I said, I wanted to have Mack back. And also, I wanted to ask you what's new going on over at Ferguson as we get into the fall.
Well, yeah, you kind of touched on kind of the holidays that are approaching. And in our world, that's always a fun time of year because everybody's trying to pull off these holiday Hail Mary tasks or jobs that they're trying to finish before they're hosting 25 people for Thanksgiving. And it's like clockwork. Every year you get to like the 2-3 weeks out from Thanksgiving, and all the crazies come out and one demanding and everything. And we do a pretty good job at pulling off those requests for people, but it's a
challenge.
It is, and especially what we've gone through the last 2 years. It's all about just setting expectations on the front end, because there's some things there's only so much we can do with what's going on in the world and supply chain and all that stuff. But I will say, as far as update goes, I think we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel on some things. Plumbing and lighting rebounded so quickly. Like, that's not it. But as we all know, we've talked about it at length on previous episodes. Appliances have been a big pain point.
Have they gotten any better?
They are getting better. I will say specific brands are still struggling a little bit, but as a whole, looking at the brand offerings we have, they have improved significantly. But there are still some that are worse than others, and we're battling through that. And like I said, it just all goes back to managing those expectations when a client's sitting in front of us, so we don't overpromise anything, because there's so many variables out there that we're at the mercy of. That it's when you give us a date on the calendar, a hard date that we circle, it's a moving target in our industry right now, especially on
these days,
the appliance
difficult.
side.
Yeah.
So, but I'd say more than others, we're pretty dang good at hitting that date. And have got a lot of wins because of that. But
that's good.
It's slowly approaching. I know I'm going to start getting those calls, the holiday miracles, and then kind of winds down after Thanksgiving. Then picks back up again for Christmas, and so that is slowly approaching. That is on the horizon for sure.
Well, that's good. At least kind of gives an update to people who are looking to do something, and let them know what to expect.
Right.
And as long as they can gauge their project and kind of gauge their expectations, they can see, is this something, I better get in order now.
Right.
And
especially with appliances, I mean, we're going on year 3 of this now, which is crazy to believe. That is no secret anymore of what challenges appliance manufacturers are experiencing, freight companies, all this stuff.
That still has.
And if you got a hole in your cabinetry when you have family over because we're missing that microwave that's waiting to trickle in, like, it's not the end of the world. All your guests should understand that with what's going on in the world right now.
Just put liquor up there.
This is making me sweat. This is just.
And Megan, that's the stuff that we struggle with in the industry right now. But it's like I said, I think it's getting better. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to see it. Good. Across the appliance brands right now. So fingers crossed.
Well, I like to get the information right from you to find out, where we're at on that, how things are changing. And then people that are listening can say, okay, well, this is where we're at. And they can check and see if something that they have is readily available, or it's going to be a little, or they can make decisions.
Yeah, and there's tons of models that we stock on hand in our warehouses, but you get to some of those luxury categories, the custom built-in stuff like you've seen in the showroom, like that's where we're at the mercy of the manufacturers along with everybody else.
But those were always ones that took a little while to get anyway.
More so than just your standard freestanding units that you'd find at Home Depot or Lowe's or something that they have sitting in back that you could walk home with. But by no means as long as it takes right now. But those are the ones that are still we still have some pain points with right now. So like the luxury custom stuff.
So if you've got this I'm talking like commercial type of Wolf stove, where it's got the high BTU burners like Megan has at her house. Because she is she is like cooking, four course meals at her home.
I might have to host my first Thanksgiving this year. So
gosh.
I'm like, I can't even. I'm terrified.
Don't start any projects right now and then be calling me screaming, please.
I want one of those things that come out of the top of the stove that fills the pot. That's all I want.
A pot filler?
That's what it is.
How did they get that name? I don't. How did they? That's such an interesting name for that item.
I wasn't. God, do I sound like
I'm like hose thing above the pot. That makes more. That checks out.
How can you sound like a jerk? Here, Steve. Steve. Let me tell you how to do that. It's a pot filler. But I mean, it's just But the thing is that is really popular now, Megan. Though I mean, people are starting to put those in.
Have you roughed those in a lot, or
Oh yeah. It's a convenience. I mean, you don't have to take the pot all the way over to the stove, or not stove, because you fill your pot at the stove. You could if you had a pot filler.
Right. Exactly.
So, but you bring it over to the sink, fill it up, and then bring it back to the stove. And I mean, it is a convenience.
You have both parties that like the people. The non-pot filler people that are like, are you kidding me? You can't just take your pot and go to the sink.
Here's a problem I run into.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no problem filling up my pot by the sink. Granted, my sink is normally full, which tends to be an issue. But when I am cooking noodles, which is my specialty, I cook noodles, the water the noodles soak up the water, and then you got noodles floating above the water. So you need more water. That would be a perfect time for that pot filler.
Yeah. There you go.
See, you are pro pot filler.
Yeah, because I would have to go get a cup.
You have other people like yourself that can't live without it. Once you have one, you can't live without it.
That's why I shouldn't ever have one.
Well, okay. Let's help her out. Maybe
we might have to check some things out. Get you that pot filler.
Oh my goodness!
Look at her; she's all excited over a pot filler. Well,
it'd be so fun.
She's excited over a pot filler, but it's a little.
What's that thing called that fills the pots? Pot filler.
Pot filler.
Thanks, man. You make me sound like such a jerk.
No, I did the same thing.
I'm gonna
if I'm joking with you, it means I like you. So Steve knows that over a year and a half of getting to know each other. So
nothing.
If I give you crap, that's a good thing.
So we got it. Like I said, she's got that beautiful Wolf stove that is like that. I don't know how many thousand BTU burners because she's like I said, 4-course meals. I mean, Megan was telling me how much she really likes to cook.
Yeah, those noodles.
Yep.
She'll noodle it up.
I'm a baker.
You're a baker?
You're a baker?
You know what? I can Duncan Hines it pretty hard.
Do you know the difference as a baker, the difference between conventional baking and convectional baking?
You know what? I sure don't. I know that there's a button on my oven, and sometimes my husband will push it, and things cook a little bit faster.
That would be convectional. There are fans in the back of the cavity of your oven that circulate the hot air and cooks things more evenly. So if you're doing like cookies, frozen cookies or fresh batter or something like that, they tell you always want a convection bake because otherwise you'll get that hard crust on top and it won't be baked evenly throughout all the cookies.
No, that makes sense. So the fast one's convention or convection?
Convection.
That's the fast one that you don't want for cookies.
No, you do.
Oh, man. I need
And it's not necessarily faster. It's just more efficient because that fan in the back of the oven is circulating the air and it cooks and it bakes evenly.
So why wouldn't we just always use that option?
I got a new range stove in my house and was playing around with the features, and I will tell you it took me about 8 frozen pizzas that I had to throw away because I burnt the crap out of them because the convection bake setting, if you read a pizza box and it says like 15 to 17 minutes, on a convection setting, it probably only takes like 8 to 12 maybe. And
that's right
as
up
soon
my
as your
alley.
alarm
you're
goes off,
showing
it's
your
like,
age, right?
Why is that?
Because if you were in your 20s, those pizzas would never have made it in the garbage.
I know.
You would have ate them all. It didn't matter if they were burnt.
I know.
You could have dropped them on the floor. It didn't matter. You'd pick whatever it was off of it and you'd eat it.
You ever, speaking about like the old days, you ever leave a frozen pizza in the oven and fall asleep?
No, I never did that.
Did you ever leave the cardboard on?
Oh
yeah, I do that.
Megan.
I still do that. Or the plastic.
You still do that?
You know what? It's happened.
Now, have you taken a bite of the cardboard? That would be more concerning.
No, I eat my pizza with a fork and a knife.
My God.
I'm one of those. Sometimes
that
ranch.
So
I don't want to talk
odd.
about it. I know.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
We're learning a lot here.
Pot filler.
There we go. So this is a Halloween show, okay?
Yeah.
And I gotta ask you, what kind of Halloween story do you have?
Oh, my. Where do I start? Halloween was always kind of my...
It could be wacky.
I'm not a huge Halloween guy, but I always hosted a party at my house, like for 8 years in a row in my adult life when I was living on my own. And it was just known Mack had a Halloween party every Halloween.
Throwing away perfectly good pizzas.
And everyone would come over and costume and all the above. But so long story short, have a lot of stories from all those years. But the one that is popping out in my head right now, I'll never forget. I was a senior in college, and me and one of my best friend in the whole wide world, I won't say his name because you'll see when I get to the end of the story. Best friend in the whole wide world. He and I were carpooling to go visit. We had a bunch of friends. I'm from the western suburbs. I feel like half of my high school went to University of Iowa for college. And
my daughter just came back from there yesterday.
Hawkeye?
Oh, I have a picture.
Hawkeyes. And
my daughter went to Iowa. She's a Hawkeye.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. And it proves my point. So me and my buddy, we pack up in the car. We're going to stay for the weekend. It's Halloween weekend. What a time to be on a college campus. Halloween. We both go to different schools, but we wanted to go visit some friends at Iowa. So we pack up in the car, and we arrive on campus, and I think I'm wearing a Oktoberfest lederhosen at the time, and I think it was like 15, the whole deal.
The green,
the socks up to the knees, and like the clogs and everything.
Is there
and
a kilt involved in that?
No. Lederhosen is like the German Oktoberfest. No, it's shorts with like the high socks and like the overall type deal. So I went all out. Had the little fedora and everything. And so my buddy that I'm traveling with is dressed as Mr. T. And he's got full-blown mohawk.
Okay.
He's got like a leather vest. He's in really good shape, so he's got no shirt on underneath. He's got like fake tattoos all over his arms. He put fake like feather earrings in his ears. Full mohawk. He's got like chaps on. You know the Mr. T look.
Right.
And we're having ourselves a grand old time. So one thing leads to another, and it's very late in the evening, or you would say early in the morning, and we separate. And we're like, oh, crap. I have to drive him home in the morning. But we had a lot of friends on campus, and I knew he was in good hands. So at the end of the night, I'm looking around. Where the hell is Mr. T? I don't know where Mr. T is. So didn't think anything of it. Go our separate ways. I wake up the next morning. I call him. Not answering his phone. Just going straight to voicemail. I'm like, oh, man.
Was he with the A-team?
I was just going to say, did you try the A-team?
I should have. You know what? Maybe I would have found him. But this gets better. So I'm calling him. I'm like, God, where is he? So I had somewhere to be, and I put the effort in. I don't want this to seem like I was a bad friend. I put the effort in to find him, but we did have a lot of friends, and I knew he'd find somebody to come home with. There was like a whole caravan that drove with us.
You left him.
And I said, you know what? Screw it. I got to get out of here.
It's a terrible thing to do.
I'm driving home, and I'm like 20 minutes outside of campus, and I keep getting this phone number ringing my cell phone with the Iowa City area code. Just keeps, and I don't recognize the number, so I decline.
Campus
and finally,
security?
like the sixth time, I answer, and it's my buddy, my best friend. And he had flagged down a mailman. He lost his phone. He lost everything. He had flagged down a mailman and was calling from the mailman's cell phone.
Okay.
And Iowa City, poor guy, Iowa City mailman. And I guess I'm one of like three numbers he memorizes, and called me. And I guess when we separated the night before, he lived in the city at the time. He was going to DePaul University, and just so happened that he got in a cab at the end of the night and gave the cab driver his Chicago address in Iowa City. And lo and behold, there was a matching address in Iowa City, just outside campus. And my buddy at the time in Chicago lived in this little ground unit apartment where you'd walk down some steps and his door was there. The home that the cab driver dropped my buddy off had a little staircase going down to a basement door.
Oh, wow.
And it had been a long night.
He thought he was in Chicago.
He walked in this home, opened the door, and just fell asleep on the couch.
Oh, nice.
He woke up the next morning to the owner of the home screaming bloody murder at him. Imagine this. A guy dressed as Mr. T, shirtless, in a leather vest with feathers in his ears and a massive mohawk on your couch in the morning the day after Halloween. So needless to say, my buddy just hightails it out of there, sprints out of the basement door, up the steps, and flags down the first person he could see and calls me. So I zip back around, pick my buddy up, and we drove back home. And still to this day, it's one of my favorite Halloween stories.
I don't know if I have anything that compares to that.
That's great.
What are the odds, though? At the same exact address in Iowa City, I think it was like he lived on Montrose or something. I guess there was like a Montrose Street in Iowa City. Wow. And just dropped him off there, and the rest is history.
I've run into that on jobs. I went to the wrong address. Yeah. And it was in Chicago, where it was like 9934 South State. Yeah. And the job I was supposed to go to was at 34 Wentworth. And I went to State because I confused. I don't know why. And it's like, yeah, I'm a plumber. I'm here to fix. They're like, how did you get here so fast? And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, you called us, right? oh, we didn't call you yet. But they had a problem.
You're a futuristic plumber.
Exactly. I was at the wrong address, so I fixed that one and then went to the right address that I was at. So it kind of worked, door to door at its finest. You're listening to the Prepare to Repair show. I'm your host, Plumber Steve, right here on 1340 WJOL. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with my Halloween story. Halloween story. And mine isn't really as comedic as yours. I mean, mine, it didn't even happen on Halloween. It just relates, basically what happened kind of relates to Halloween because it was kind of creepy. We were digging a hole for repair a sewer.
Okay, that sounds better. Okay, for a sewer, got
it. We weren't digging a hole to basically dispose of anything. So, but anyway, we were digging a hole to repair a sewer. Okay, wanted to put everything, all the cards on the table. And this was over in the city, southeast side. If anybody's familiar with it was by Oakwood Cemetery. So we're digging down, and anytime you dig, there's usually find all different types of stuff, like bricks. You'll find, just bottles. You don't know what you're going to find when you're digging in the city of Chicago, and especially in older towns. You're not going to know what you're going to find. I mean, I found street signs. I found a clay whiskey jug. I mean, and when we were digging, I mean, it's just any number of things. Well, I'm digging down and I see this big rock, and I'm like, what is this? It's like it's getting aggravating because you're digging down, and it's like it just makes your life so much difficult, so much more difficult because you're trying to get this thing done. And I start cleaning up, and it's like a stone. It's like, what kind of stone are they throwing in here?
Yeah.
So then we dig it out, and we kind of flip it, and it's got dates on it.
Uh-oh.
And it's got a name on it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And we're like, okay. So we dig it out, and this thing was heavy.
Al Capone.
It wasn't Al. He's over in somewhere else. I forget. He's over in Hillside.
Yeah.
So, I checked that. so it wasn't that. So I pulled it. It was actually a headstone.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, what? So honestly, we just kept digging. So
that didn't stop us.
No, we had a job to do. They didn't. The sewer wasn't working. And we had to get paid. So we kept going. We dig it out and hit another rock.
Ugh.
Oh God.
Hit another one, and it's like, and we dig it out, and it's another headstone.
Oh.
That's where I'd be like, need
and
to go now.
Well, I mean, again,
we didn't.
Here's the thing: we didn't find anybody. We got down. We wound up. They were just.
I thought you were going to say that second time you got stuck was a skull.
No. There's nothing there. We didn't find anything there. But honestly, if we do dig something up, somebody asked me that. They go, "What do you do if you dig you dig a hole and you find someone?" Well, my thought is this: he's been there for a while. Nobody's asked any questions or missed them at that point. So
Excuse me, buddy.
We're just going to put you right back where you were. We're not going to say anything, and we're going to fix the sewer. We're going to fix whatever we have to do because anything beyond that delays payment. So,
yes.
A lot of questions are asked that you don't know the answers to. No,
but what if you could solve a cold case? I'm big into crime stuff.
But that's like I said,
podcasts and stuff like podcasts.
I mean, all joking aside, it's like really, what would you do? It's like
I don't know.
And there have been plumbers that have found things, and it's and they found some kind of cool stuff. But I mean, my thought was, it's like when we're digging this out, I'm like, we're close to a cemetery, and Chicago being an old town, you don't know what you're going to come up with, and we didn't know if that was the original part of the cemetery that they kind of shrunk down, because it was literally right across the street. A block that was it was a north-south street that was across the street from the cemetery.
It had to have been. Just they sold it and developed it or something.
I don't know.
Very
or maybe
poltergeist. Very, very poltergeist.
So, I mean, honestly, we put everything back. We put everything back the way it was, and
So that was on Halloween Day. You dug that up?
It wasn't on Halloween.
Oh, that would have made it even crazier.
Yeah, it was just really, really kind of creepy. So that was one of the things I was like, okay, and it's got dates. I'm like, all right.
What were the dates?
I don't know.
Yeah, was it fresh?
Right?
No, it wasn't. It was just weird.
That would be creepy.
Yeah,
just to go home that night and eat a sandwich and be thinking about that.
Who's your pot filler?
I was just like really shocked by that. But anyway, So that was mine.
That's creepy. Mine was goofy. Yours was creepy.
Goofy one.
What do you got?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whose story to piggyback off of. I don't have anything creepy, but I have a story kind of like what you said, but I'm going to go with the suit. You had to dig up the sewer, you said, right?
You can go you can go anywhere you want.
This happened right before Halloween, so I'm going to use it. We built our house in, 2017. It was 28. It was next year, and our sump pump just took a dump. It just fit. It was it. Like 1 year in. I think it was 1 year and a day, because you know how after a year they cover.
Yeah, it's
the 1 year.
New construction.
I think they set us up that way. I think it was done on purpose. 1 year and a day. And I'm upstairs and I'm already late because I can never get my kids to school on time. And one of them runs up and she's like, "Ma, it's wet in the basement." Our basement was unfinished at the time, but we had like really cool rugs down just to make it look like we had things, we had our life together. And so I'm like, okay, I run down there, and it was real wet. It was like ankle deep wet. And so I'm sitting there, and you could see it's coming from the sump pump area. Right. So I'm throwing towels down, and I'm moving those rugs over into that area. So we just drywalled down there. I didn't want it getting to the drywall. And we did have a bedroom that was finished. I'm pointing like you guys can see me. And so I'm...
For the record, Megan is pointing.
I'm pointing? Yeah. So I'm soaking everything up, and then I'm like, I have to get 5 children to school. So I get upstairs, and I run out the door, and I pull into the elementary school, and my daughter's like, "You didn't brush my hair." And I'm like, "Oh God." So I get out of my car and I go to the other side where the woman is. She takes my child out of the car, and my child, Quinn, her name's Quinn. She goes, "Mom, you have Dad's underwear on." And I certainly did. I had a tank top. It was warmer. It was a warmer year. A tank top, and I had on they weren't boxers. No, they were boxer briefs. They were the tight ones. Oh yeah. No, it gets better. So when I was downstairs soaking up all the water, I sat in the water. So not only do I have tight boxer briefs on, there's a giant wet spot.
Oh no!
Right on my butt. Get home. I got a hold of a plumber through the builder that we used, and he came, and I answered the door, and I still forgot to put pants on. I still had answered the door in underwear, wet underwear. Anyway, he ended up taking care of everything, but he went downstairs and he said, "All right, I got you a new one. I'm going to run and pick it up. It's about 45 minutes away, but it's going to save you a ton of money." I'm like, "Thank you. I super appreciate that." He walks out the door, and I said, I was best friends with him at this point. So I'm like, "You could just come right back in when you get back." I went to the bathroom right by the front door. After he left, so I shut the door. I go to the bathroom. That man walked right back in as I'm on the toilet.
Oh.
And I'm just looking at him. I had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee that had kicked in. That's why I was in the bathroom. So it got real weird real fast. It was right around Halloween. So
oh my, that is spooky and funny.
It's spooky, it's funny, it's scary for everyone, basically.
Happy Halloween, Megan.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
Oh, happy Halloween.
And she didn't want to come on the show. Are you kidding me?
Oh, God. Are
you
funny.
kidding me?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. That's funny. I don't even know how I come back from that.
Right.
One. What do I do?
Where do we go after that?
What do I do on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you got your sump pump taken care of.
Me too, and it's still kicking.
A little thing to tell you: when you look in the water in your sump pump, water that's in the pit when it's rising up.
Yeah.
The water in that pit is the same depth throughout the whole basement. The hole underneath that floor that's the water level underneath that whole basement. So basically where you might have water coming up out of one, it'll come up out of other areas if there's cracks in the floor.
Oh, no, yeah, it did. It did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
The reason why I say this, I had a lady who had her sump pump fail, and she was trying to bail it out. and she was working really hard trying to
With
bail
what?
it out.
Like a bucket?
A bucket, yeah.
Wow.
And then she was trying to dump it outside.
Just going right back in.
Just go
and
through,
I
yeah,
said,
right?
I told her, I said, she goes, I almost got it, almost bailed out. I said, ma'am, I said, the water in that pit is the same level throughout the whole basement. So you've got that whole area that you're trying to bail out. And I heard the bucket just drop.
Oh, wow.
So we got out there and replaced the pump. It was just, it just let the wind right out of her. I didn't want to do that, but she was she was fighting an uphill battle that was no matter what she was trying to.
Yeah, that information would have been helpful to her, like prior to.
She was proud of herself.
Bucket.
She was working her tail off, and she was like, "I almost got it. I almost got it." I'm like, it just
what made her think she almost got it? That's my question.
because every bucket she took, it was it looked like it was going down.
Yeah.
And when you do things like that, you know, it looks like it's going down. It looks like it's going. You know, it's not getting any higher.
You start losing your mind.
Exactly. So I mean, you just want to tell yourself that because you're going through, you're putting all that effort in, and because otherwise you'll give up. So that's what happened.
I would have given up.
So, but the good thing is you know, Mac, you have some pumps over at that you sell over.
We do. We do.
Over at Ferguson, and we install some pumps that we get from Ferguson. So we were able to help out in many aspects of plumbing.
We don't just do the pretty stuff.
No,
we do all the essential stuff too.
So. Oh, absolutely. You got to have the bones behind it that get it going.
Yep.
So, and speaking of pretty stuff, I wanted to talk to you about something. I don't
you guys talking about me again?
Oh, wow.
You guys.
Ozer.
So, I got to ask you this. I have a customer that has, and these are more higher end stuff here, but they have I'm going to ask you about this, and we'll take a break after that.
Yeah.
They have these Kohler, they call them car wash showers.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with those?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it's not
car wash shower.
It's just
That's just a car wash?
It's
just a custom shower with multiple outlets.
You never leave.
Yeah.
Is this for a car or your body?
Your body.
You could maybe squeeze a car in there.
Oh, I see. So it's like
you'd never leave.
For the lazy
it's like
man.
going through a car wash.
Yeah. Like the Jetsons.
Yes. You just get blasted.
It's coming from everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Yes. Up top. Did you ever see the one Kohler commercial where the guy's putting in the showers, he's doing all the stuff, and then he actually comes down because he's getting dressed he gets down and he tells the couple, he says, your shower's working. He's the plumber that put it in. Basically, he tested it out, and he's just getting dressed and he's coming out, going, yeah, the shower's working. And they're like, oh, good to know. And they it's like casual, like it's, it's
just
no big deal.
It out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do that to my kids with all their food.
Is phenomenal. Like, we'll go into, like, kind of what they are, but, I mean, they're really... people are starting to go with some variation of that with body sprays and things like that. But this thing right here, if you ever get a chance to look them up, they're really, really cool. We're going to take a quick break here on the Prepare to Repair Show. I'm your host, Plumber Steve, with Mac and Megan. And you're here on 1340 WJOL / There you go. Take a quick break. Back after this. He's like, okay, uncomfortable. What do I do? Awkward.
Yeah. It was awkward for everyone.
So first thing, you're going to close the door whenever you use the bathroom.
Okay. Well, that's an issue that I have for sure.
Well, you have kids because
and you
they
bring your
barge
coffee in
anyway,
there too.
right?
That's a little concerning.
And dogs that have to be right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I understand that. All right. Anybody who has dogs that have to be by you all the time, they're going to come through. But okay. So basically, we're going to have to focus on the pants part.
Pants.
You've got to wear pants.
Main issue.
Okay.
Especially in the car.
All right. So what are you going to work on for next week?
Pants.
There we go. Pants. All right. Great.
Hey, this is home improvement in my eyes. This is how you improve your home life.
It starts at home with pants.
We can spin this as much as we want. I know you said we haven't really covered much home improvement, but I think this is home improvement. What we're working with Megan on. She's going to improve her home life by putting on pants.
And that's why the home life of others.
With a pot filler, and we're talking about this Kohler shower.
Yes, sir.
She wouldn't have to worry about that because she'd never leave.
Right.
She'd never
Google
leave.
That so bad right now.
Yeah, you'd never leave your bathroom.
No, I wouldn't.
You would just the kid. Where's mom? Don't worry about me.
I already
I'm
take
okay.
hour-long showers.
Oh, you would
really do.
You never leave. You need we need 5 tankless water heaters just to operate this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, going back to these Kohler custom showers, car showers, as Steve calls them.
That's what they were explaining.
Megan. slash
Come
on by the showroom. We have it on display.
Wait,
we have a
can
whole.
I test it out?
We
No,
have a
that's
whole
weird.
live.
No.
No.
Like don't like
gotta
actually
wear
test it
pants.
out. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
This is not a
So
pants
cool.
optional place.
What I will tell you, and Steve, we were just talking about at the break. Next and slash. This is my formal invite, along with anyone who cares to join who's listening. We are having an open house in our showroom next Thursday, November 10th, from about 6 to 9 p.m. Our friends from Kohler,
Excellent.
all of their regional representation will be there to talk about product. And we have a couple other vendors as well that are joining, but Kohler is helping us sponsor the night. Okay. And you're more than welcome to come. You can bring a guest, and you can talk to, right to the source, the Kohler rep.
They talk?
Yeah.
Do these car wash hours talk to me?
No,
too?
No. The Kohler rep is a person.
Hold on.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Some of these things are getting to the point, their sophistication, you can voice activate these things.
Tell them what to
They're
do.
compatible with Google Home
yeah.
and Alexa and whatever else is out there these days. But so we have it on display, Megan. You can come in. There's a whole digital display. We have about 10 different shower heads in our live shower area that are all controlled by this touch panel. And have you put in the Kohler DTV system, Steve? That big, massive valve. It's the brain of the whole operation.
You know what I get? I get to them when they have an issue.
Yeah.
That's when I get them.
Well, let's find somebody, and maybe it's Megan, to install a new one.
Oh, for sure.
In their house. And so basically, you can,
You know
from
what
this digital display, you can control every outlet by the touch of a button, your voice with your compatible
I still struggle with
Google
Alexa.
Assistant or Alexa. You could literally be laying in bed
Mac,
in the
Mac,
morning.
Mac,
Alexa, turn on the shower.
You know what you'll get? Mom, come out. Dad, Mom's not answering. Mom's not
Seriously, I
answering.
can't be gone for like a minute and a half
Yeah.
before my kids
Yeah.
think I'm
Oh, she'd be gone.
something terrible.
You get one of these showers, you'd never leave.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I have a question. Do you guys have those, like the bidets?
Oh, do we? We have 2 live ones in our showroom.
those be
The
there?
running joke in my showroom is, has anybody seen Mac? He's been in the bathroom for like 45
I've
minutes.
never tried one.
Megan, it is. They have warming seat, massaging seat.
What?
There's like 10 different spray settings. The swirl is my favorite.
Okay.
Talking about
You guys
wet
get way
pants.
too excited over a toilet, man.
No,
Literally, that's why going back to like what we were talking about, Steve,
Well-
before, like why you choose us over a big box store. When you walk in our building, it's an experience. You can sit
Right.
down on a toilet, close the door. Please don't take your coffee in there either.
Right.
Yeah, I know how you operate.
I can't
now.
go anywhere.
I know how
Coffee.
you operate.
But
I don't need the
you,
swirl.
literally everything we sell, appliances, lighting, plumbing, showers, bidets. It's all live. You can
Yeah.
come and sit on it. It's in our public bathroom. You can come sit on it.
That should be your motto. Come and sit on it.
Okay, actually, since you brought up bidets, now that bidet you have that you put in or whatever has warm water, right?
Better.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Sorry,
No,
I blacked
hold
out
on.
after that comment.
Hold on, stop. You say that like you're supposed to have that. It's really popular. I had a customer who said amongst their friends it was really popular for this bidet attachment.
No, well, everybody's getting them now.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
my thing. So
They
you see them on
connect-
Amazon, then you see the little attachments.
Yeah.
But I would.
Those won't heat the water for
Right.
you.
No,
So
they
that
don't.
that
It connects
is
onto the cold. And I told the
that'll
customer,
blast you. That
Yes.
will wake you up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting in the wintertime
Yeah.
where the water temperature is about 55 degrees,
Yeah.
maybe 60 degrees, waking you up in the morning?
I'll wake you up though.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
It says hello, and and the actual stream that comes out of that, it's not. I put one in, and it actually I turned.
There's a
it
lot
on.
of pressure in that stream. Whoa!
Sometimes you need it.
I wish there was on some of them. I wish there was a countdown, like a 3, 2,
Like,
1, so you could
brace
brace
you?
for
Yeah.
impact.
You need do you get handles?
Oh, it blasted me right when I turned it on. I was testing it, and I was looking at it. It blasted me right in the chest, and I'm like,
Oh.
what? Yeah, it's
Did it hit anything else on the way up?
no, it just
okay,
it
that's
was a
good.
nozzle that came down and shot out. I'm like, okay, and the knob had a stop in the middle, but it went high and then low.
Oh.
Either way, low was kind of high. So so what happens is you can imagine sitting down on this thing, right? and you go to turn it on,
can
and
now.
you freak out, and you get that that sensation, surprising sensation, and then you freak out, so you turn it the other way, which is going to be high,
Oh, no.
and that's going to blast you up. And I mean, honestly,
Blast.
next thing you know,
Catapulted you.
you've got cold water. Your no place is just totally frosty, and you're just like freaking out. I put a disclaimer on it. I go, this may be a little bit startling when you first use it. Use with caution.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine my kids.
But you have to imagine when we're selling these things, when my consultants are in an appointment with clients that are about to spend $5,500 on this toilet, these are the things
Megan
we
will
talk
take
about.
2.
These are the things we talk about, and it gets pretty
Yeah.
graphic.
Yeah.
And
it has to.
You want 2 of those? Those toilets?
Maybe.
$5,500 a piece.
we'll cut you a deal.
take
We'll
it.
see. We'll see what we can do.
How clean am I getting though? You know?
Honestly,
And all the wipes that I could cut back.
See,
on.
this is the
Oh,
thing.
no,
This is the $1 million question. It's like, what does the wiping habit become with that? I have some people that say, like, you don't have to wipe it all. I'm like, what?
Right.
No, you have.
You still, I
You
would,
have to-
yeah.
But these have your spray nozzle goes out and then sucks back, and then your dryer nozzle comes
Oh,
out
you have
and will
This just
fan you down there. Yeah,
Wow.
it'll fan you off. Yeah.
okay. How weird are we going to get on this one?
Steve, this is
this is
industry
information
questions. That's what we get on a daily basis.
We're bringing in orders on this because I am pretty sure we just.
This is just a little too much information that
But
you're
people
trying to.
need that.
But you know what?
Yeah.
But the thing is these are the new types of products that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
especially when if you really think about it, you're trying to be environmental. You're not using any paper. You're not killing
Right.
any trees. You're not doing anything like that. You're using water and like I said, and some of these things are smart where you can actually heat the toilet seat before you come in.
I will tell you that was our fastest growing segment throughout COVID. Bidet
Right,
toilets and
yeah.
bidet seats, the attached bidet seats, because with cleanliness and all that stuff,
And lack of toilet
and
paper.
lack of toilet paper,
Yeah.
like what was that? That was why did we do that? They just went through the roof, and then
Makes
every
sense.
manufacturer sold out and jam logged them for months and months, and again we've recovered, but it's just the crazy ripple effect.
Even
that
with
had.
inflation, I went to Walmart yesterday and got toilet paper because my husband forgot it at Costco. And I got
Venom, you hear
a
that?
giant big old thing, and it was $32. I was like, what?
What?
$32. It was the biggest one.
Yeah.
You got the good stuff though. You get the
300.
No,
Scott
I
stuff.
got great value. I got Walmart brand.
Get the Scott stuff. It's
no,
like one ply. It's
one
like
ply,
sandpaper.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
No?
With your one ply.
If you can
No.
see through it, I don't want it.
No, if it's no. My in-laws have one ply.
Oh, that's
All right. Well,
sore subject. It sounds like.
Yeah,
literally.
literally. Yeah.
I say that because I think I bought that once, and my wife. You want to talk about like a full on
Yeah, mood.
UFC
mood.
beatdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just what would you think? It's like, I'm like, sorry. It's like, no. Follow me into the other room.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about what you did
Yeah.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Get the belt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I want to thank everybody for being here.
What a show! This might be the most listened of all year.
We
I
went
think
all over the place.
we did.
I want to thank you, Megan. I'm going to thank you, too.
Ladies first.
I'm going to thank you, Megan, for joining us, and welcome to our team. And this is going to be a fun ride, let me tell you. And
can't wait.
I also want to thank Mack. You guys at Ferguson have been great to the show, have been great source of materials and products, and help to
Bidets.
our customers and bidets. Thank you. And where are you guys at over there? Because I say it all the time anyway.
You do, and you've got it down. But we are just south of 183rd on 80th Ave, 7950 185th Street, Tinley Park, Illinois. We're a fan favorite, Gatto's. We're right
I was
across.
just gonna say right by Gatto's.
We're right across 80th. You can see our pretty lights in the showroom windows. So I hope to see you, Megan, next Thursday
totally.
night.
I would
bring
love
your
to
husband,
go
bring
that.
some
Yeah.
friends. Seriously, we're having casino night.
Oh well then. Well,
Thank you
then.
guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
And I wanna
Steve. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Also, I want to thank everybody for listening and spending your taking time out of your Monday with us. Happy Halloween. We'll see you next week. Have a great